For more than 40 years, Spanish legislation has required the inclusion of a percentage of people with disabilities in private companies and public administrations. But experience shows that the labor market is not adapted to people with greater needs for support. Neither access to employment, nor the design of workplaces and workplaces themselves. This is why there has been a tendency to hire people who needed less support and had the capacity to pass the access tests without adaptations. In 2017, the law specified that the 2% of public employment positions should be reserved for people with intellectual disabilities. But this measure was not being carried out either, because the selection and incorporation processes were not adapted. At the proposal of Gureak in 2020, the Provincial Council of Gipuzkoa took on the challenge of reserving 3 places for people with intellectual disabilities in its next public employment offer. In this way, once again, the territory of Gipuzkoa became a pioneer in the promotion of equal opportunities for all people, being a benchmark in the strategy of leaving no one behind. From Gureak, we have worked side by side with the Provincial Council of Gipuzkoa, giving external advice throughout the whole process, to incorporate people with intellectual disabilities in public positions. And this work is already bearing fruits. Access to the civil service for people with intellectual disabilities. I have an intellectual disability and I am a civil servant.
I have intellectual disability and I'm a civil servant of the Council of Gipuzkoa.
I have an intellectual disability and I am a civil servant in the Provincial Council of Gipuzkoa.
At
Gureak, we have a lot of experience incorporating people with disabilities into the private sector, and that is why we propose to the Provincial Council of Gipuzkoa to reserve civil service positions. We would, of course, support them to achieve this, and the Provincial Council accepted. From that moment on, Gureak developed a comprehensive support system for both the Council and for the people who were interested in getting the job. At the same time, it was important in order to guarantee the success of the process to be close to these 2 protagonists. Gureak put at our disposal an engineer. This engineer studied the different jobs that exist in the Council. No job was suitable to be carried out by people with intellectual disabilities. Then, among the 2,000 jobs we have, 3 of them were created so that they could be carried out by people with intellectual disabilities.
This Gureak engineer made a catalogue that included both jobs that already existed previously and some new ones. It also included all the necessary adaptations of tasks and organizational adaptations. This catalogue of jobs and adaptations allowed the Provincial Council of Gipuzkoa to start the selection process.
This is a public administration, so access to these jobs cannot be like in a private company through a quick and short selection process. It has to comply with all the legal guarantees. We asked ourselves, how can we do this? Just like any other job in the Council. The general framework is approved, in which all of the posts that can be filled through access to the civil service as career civil servants are approved through competitive examinations. Thus, in 2008, the public offer of employment was approved, which included these jobs.
The challenge in this selection process was to guarantee cognitive accessibility. For this, the main tool was easy reading. Gureak provided the Provincial Council with a proposal for adapted texts, the syllabus, teaching materials, and other documents and communications. Gureak also advised on how to ease the process in many other aspects, from the number of questions or the length of the tests to the logistics, so that the candidates could attend the tests with the least possible stress. At the same time, we also focused on providing support to the applicants. the ideal way to prepare them is for them to have the training support of the organizations they come from. In this case, in addition to Gureak, Atsegi and Ortzadar also collaborated. To guarantee independence and equal opportunities in the process, Gureak did not participate in the final design, execution and assessment of the exams, but we remained available to offer our advice concerning technical aspects of the process. The job coach's duty is to be at the side of the person with a disability and support them when they join an ordinary company. During the first days, the person has to learn new tasks. This training will last as long as the person needs. 2 weeks, 3 weeks or more. I will be there until they learn the job.
Laborioso, costoso, pero
It has been a costly process and it was a long process, but we are happy with our work.
ya te digo, un poco parte de nuestro trabajo es seleccionar.
Part of our job is to select staff when we are doing competitions all day long.
Pero esta, como tenía esas especiales
But this one, as it had special circumstances or added differences, and it ends with 3 people chosen, and you can see that they are functioning perfectly and integrated into our working environment.
Con la selección de 3 personas que están funcionando perfectamente integradas en el entorno laboral.
It's quite a satisfying experience.
La verdad es una experiencia bastante satisfactoria. Sí, estamos contentos. Nos gustaría hacer más, pero bueno, ya veremos.
Gaur egun kolektibo gehiago daude.
There are more groups that are currently excluded from the civil service. Among Gureak's objectives for the future is to also achieve a quota for people with mental illness. If we want to achieve real inclusion in the market, we have to start with public administrations and continue with the design of comprehensive inclusion plans in companies.
Plan integralak diseinatzen jarraitu behar dugu.
I appreciate that I like the work I'm doing. It's a good job. The timetable is good. It's in the morning and there is no work on weekends. Before, I didn't know what to do with my professional future, and this has given me peace of mind and stability, and my family is also happy. I am very happy and also looking to the future, because I have this job forever. I like the work and it is also good economically. I can help at home and, well, if I want to become independent one day.
This means an important job and economic stability that I did not have before.
La estabilidad económica y laboral y una tranquilidad. Pues de cara a cotizar más.
Contributing more to social security with a view to retirement, which is about 10 years away.
Que yo ya la tengo como unos 10 años. Que no es joder, la jubilación la tengo toda.
It's not that it's a long way off. It's 10 years away and 10 years goes by very quickly.
Hombre, sobres.
Sometimes I unload envelopes, others paper, a bit of everything.
De todo un poco. Me alegro mucho de.
I'm very happy to have approved. I'm happy. It gives me stability.
Me da la estabilidad que quiero. Me tranquiliza en ese sentido.
I have good colleagues. I'm appreciated at work. I'm taken into account.
Se me aprecia mi trabajo. Se me tiene en cuenta a la hora de tomar una decisión.
Within the European strategy for the inclusion of people with disabilities in the labor market, this good practice focuses on those people with the greatest need for support and who therefore require a specific strategy for their real inclusion. Organizations in the social sector and the social economy have very valuable knowledge in adapting and accompanying people into employment. Moreover, public-private collaboration and networking are essential to address the enormous challenge of employment inclusion and equal opportunities for all people with disabilities. In order to encourage the private sector to hire people with disabilities, public administrations must lead by example. And today we already know that this is possible.